Senator Murphy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Collective bargaining is a fundamentally conservative idea. Right? We've sort of lost track of that. I mean, it's rooted in free market principles, right? The idea that workers should be able to freely join together to negotiate in a free, open negotiation with their employer. And so it's kind of disappointing and sad and wild to me at how sort of partisan this debate has become. Democrats standing up for unions, Republicans saying they support collective bargaining, but not seeing that there's real genius in the idea in a free market society that workers get to come together. It's funny, previous Republican candidates, they really fought hard to work to win the union vote, to speak at union conventions. This sort of new dichotomy we have is, in fact, new. Mr. Schultz, what do you mean when you say that you abide by the law? So I guess when I do a search online to take a look at cases that have been brought against Starbucks for illegal firings, as you know, New York, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Kansas, Missouri, Washington, a decision out of Buffalo requiring you to reinstate workers, sure, calling your practice egregious and calling your practices egregious and widespread misconduct. You say you follow the law, but then, of course, this committee sees repeated evidence of NLRB orders forcing you to reverse actions that were on their face a violation of the law. So when you say you don't break the law, you abide by the law, you mean you disagree with all of these decisions from the NLRB? You think they got it wrong in all of those cases?
I think what you're talking about is allegations that we look forward to in the process to defend ourselves. But if I can give you one specific case,
but some of these are orders from NLRB judges to reinstate employees based upon violations of conduct. Do you think in all of those cases in which judges have required stores to be reopened or for workers to be reinstated, that they just all got it wrong?
Well, in Memphis as an
in every case.
So in Memphis as an example, we do have.
Well, I'm not actually looking for. I'm not. I'm not looking to litigate each specific case. Just to clarify, when you say that you are abiding by the law, you mean that in every case in which an NLRB judge has ordered you to take steps to remediate actions, in every single case they've gotten it wrong.
We will follow the law and follow the judge's order, but we look forward to
but the judge is making a finding that you have engaged in conduct that is not allowed by the underlying law, i.e. illegal behavior. In every case, you believe that the judges got it wrong.
I believe the allegations will prove that Starbucks was correct. And I can give you a perfect example if you're willing to listen.
Sure, I'm willing to listen.
Okay, so let's take Memphis, which has been a clear, isolated case, but I think indicative of the process. Safety at Starbucks is critically important. We want to protect and preserve the safety of every one of our people. In 1997, we had a tragedy in Georgetown where 3 Starbucks partners were murdered. And so as a result of that, we have always taken safety very seriously. But after that, everything we do is about partner safety. Now, in Memphis, a Starbucks person who agreed to join the union, after hours, opened up that store for activities that were not consistent with safety and procedures at Starbucks. No one should open up a store that is closed. The manager took a disciplinary approach and terminated that person. That person was reinstated. That is the fact. Safety is key at Starbucks. So we can't be held accountable for things that we believe under the procedures of Starbucks that are based on safety for our people. And that is a clear violation of our procedures.
I understand. I'm trying to square your testimony in which you insist that you rigorously follow the law.
Yes.
With overwhelming evidence from the organizations that are charged with enforcing American labor law that is not the case. It is akin to someone who has been ticketed for speeding
Yeah.
100 times, saying, I've never violated the law because every single time the cop got it wrong. That would not be a believable contention if someone was to make that before the committee. And so I find it hard to believe your insistence that notwithstanding this extraordinary set of decisions, reinstating workers, forcing stores to be reopened, that you are in fact consistently abiding by the law as your testimony is before this committee.
I don't believe Starbucks has broken the law.
All right, thank you.